All right, welcome to The Explainer. We've got a pretty wild one for you today, coming straight from the Simply Bitcoin YouTube channel. It's a speculative theory that weaves together geopolitics, Venezuelan oil, and a massive, covert Bitcoin accumulation strategy by the US government.
So let's dive right in. Here's the core claim, that a recent move by the Trump administration involving Venezuela wasn't really about oil or politics at all. The theory is that it was all a secret play, a way for the United States to massively beef up its Bitcoin holdings.
So how would something like that even work? Well, the source lays out this really specific step-by-step process. They've even given it a name, the oil to Bitcoin flywheel. Let's unpack how it supposedly operates. Okay, so the crucial thing to understand here, according to this theory, is that the oil itself isn't the real prize. Nope, it's just the means to an end. It's the raw material you use to get what you really want, Bitcoin for the US Strategic Reserve. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because the source actually breaks down the math, and they call it 10th grade math to show just how simple this could be. You start with 80 million barrels of oil from a couple of tankers. You sell it on the open market, let's say at $60 a barrel. That gets you a cool $4.8 billion. Then you take every last cent of that and convert it into Bitcoin. Boom! You've just added an estimated 52,000 plus Bitcoin to the US reserve. And check this out, this is where you see the alleged payoff. The theory goes that you take those brand new coins and you add them to the pile the US has already seized from other operations. We're talking about 600,000 Bitcoin. All of a sudden, you're looking at a national treasury with over 650,000 BTC. That is a huge strategic reserve. But that begs the big question, right? Why go through all this trouble? I mean, a massive, complex geopolitical play just to stack some crypto? What's the real end game here?
Well, the answer, at least according to the folks behind this theory, has nothing to do with making a quick buck. It's way bigger than that. It's all about a fundamental rethinking of what money and power are even going to mean in the future.
Yeah, the philosophy here is that real power, the kind that lasts, isn't measured in dollars that you can just print more of. It's measured in energy. And in this worldview, Bitcoin isn't just another currency. It's like the monetary form of pure energy. It's a way to bottle up power and control it.
And you know what's wild? This isn't just some abstract idea. The theory ties it right back to the people on the ground. It points out that even some key figures in Venezuela see the same potential. They're talking about using their country's massive oil reserves to basically swap it for Bitcoin, creating a whole new kind of national reserve currency.
So as you can see, this whole thing builds into something much bigger. We're not just talking about one country's strategy anymore. We're talking about a potential shift in the entire global economic paradigm.
Now, to really get what they're arguing, you have to understand what Bitcoin is up against, and that's fiat currency. You know, the regular government-issued money we all use every day. Its value isn't backed by gold or anything physical. It's based entirely on how much we trust the government that prints it.
So the source really frames this as a choice between two completely different futures. You've got the fiat economy on one side, which they argue is basically designed to lose value over time thanks to inflation, and on the other side you have the Bitcoin economy, which they believe is built to gain value and eventually take over the whole system.
And this chart, this really puts their main argument into perspective. They look at the total market for money, the whole shebang, as this massive $300 trillion pie. Right now, Bitcoin is just a tiny sliver of that, less than 1%. So, in their eyes, the room for growth is just astronomical.
So, according to this way of thinking, the price of Bitcoin is everything. It's not just some number on a screen, it's the scoreboard. A rising price means Bitcoin is winning. It's eating up more of that global economic pie. And for them, that is the only thing that matters.
Okay, but just when you think you've got this whole grand strategy figured out, the source throws a major wrench in the works, a piece of information that seems to contradict everything we've just talked about.
See, the entire foundation of this stacking sats theory rests on this one key claim, that there's a presidential executive order out there that says the US government must hold on to any Bitcoin it seizes, not sell it, hold it, like a strategic national treasure.
But then the source points to new reports that suggest, well, the complete opposite is happening. They claim that agencies like the DOJ are quietly selling off seized Bitcoin. I mean, this would fly directly in the face of that supposed hold-at-all-costs policy. It's apparently gotten so weird that even senators are starting to ask questions.
And so, that leaves us right here, with the central puzzle presented by the source. We're getting two completely contradictory signals.
Is the US government playing some kind of 4D chess, secretly building the world's biggest strategic Bitcoin reserve? Or is it just quietly cashing out? What, according to this theory, is the real strategy?